fucking, what? What the hell? Is this working? Oh, it's working. Sorry, guys. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on here because it didn't let me change the thumbnail. And YouTube's giving me so many problems. I don't know what the fuck to do. Hold on. I don't even know if it's still working right now. Is it working? Like, what the fuck? It just stopped. Okay, I guess it's still working. Well, I'm changing the thumbnail, sorry. I don't know why this was giving me issues. Let's see. This should work now. It's not working? It's working. Okay, well, apparently that's contradictory to what some people are saying. Okay, it's working. Okay, well, let me see. So it is working. Okay, I fixed the thumbnail. I don't know if it actually fixed, but it won't let me go back now. Let's see. Or will it? I see and hear. Okay, so you guys can hear just fine. Okay, everyone's saying it's working. Only one person said it wasn't working. So, hello, peeps. It didn't change the thumbnail. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you put the smiley face there. Okay, I'm just gonna share this. And hope that it changed the thumbnail. Thank you, Silva. Hello, everybody. Got 27 people. Thank you for saying groovy shirt. It's nothing special. Okay, I'm just waiting for more people to come on. I shared it. Make sure to like this, everybody, and share it if you want. What's up, SoCal? You're always on here, even though you always have something mean to say sometimes. Hi, Tony. Okay, we got 4 cool stories. Hey, Jack. We got 4 cool stories to share, and I'm gonna wait a little because I have to shout out my Patreon, my new Patreon members. Now that I have them. Thank you, Jack. Excited for this. Yeah, it's some good stuff. Really good stuff. Is your thumbnail too large? It was just YouTube being YouTube. Let me make sure that my thumbnail, I don't think I've been mean to you. I know we do have some disagreements, but sometimes you always say mean things. Oh, look, it fixed the thumbnail. Good. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, my only thing. Thank you, Lisa. So yeah, we have like 4 things to cover today. I hope Tulsi gets Bolivia right because her Twitter Reddit subs are getting hammered by real Bolivian. Oh yeah, I know. And even just regular Tulsi supporters, they're just assuming that because she's been silent on it, if your thumbnail is too large, just click the thumbnail. I know, but it's complicated. But there are a lot of people who are deciding that because she's been silent on it, that automatically means that it's actually not a coup. And it's just like, I don't know why you think that all roads lead to Tulsi's opinion or something, but you should do your own independent research and have your own independent thought. That's just my opinion. Apparently that's a rare opinion nowadays. So, We've had some run-ins on Twitter, so I got to bring it to YouTube. Oh, who are you? I don't know. I don't know what you are on Twitter. It's like I don't know. I probably would know if you told me your username. I'd probably know who you are. So, has anyone heard Tulsi's reaction on the school shooting? Apparently she has National Guard duty today or like this weekend. So I don't know. So I don't know if she's not gonna be speaking about it. She can't really say anything political. I mean, maybe she could just say something like as like an opinion. I don't know. Cancel culture. Keystone Pipeline, no Dapple. Will. Has anyone heard? Sophia is Tulsi's secret baby sister hunting down Tulsi folks. That's so funny. A lot of people have said that. A couple people come up to me and they say like, oh my God, you look just like Tulsi. Or like when I was canvassing, they told me that I look like her. I was just like, okay. Like I showed them a pamphlet. Hey, Action for Assange. What's up? Yeah, I'm covering some Assange stuff today. It was the story that was just, or the news that was just released. What was it? 7 hours ago? I don't know. But about Assange and the anti-data leak company that his magistrate, her son has. Hi. Castillo Pete. Well, my phone's going to die, so I can't. Would Tulsi's likely stance on the recent shooting be? I honestly, I didn't even. Oh, it's crazy. This magistrate's son has close ties. It's crazy. They're like it's really huge ties. I was just reading through it, and all things just led to not good places. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Oh, I don't recall exactly interacting with you. Hi, a dingo, a Timmy baby. Prof Anthrax. Hello. Free Assange now, says the world. Yes, absolutely. Reach out or have some ideas that might help. Do you mean that you have some ideas that might help? I'll put your thing in the notes. Yeah, it's freezing cold. It sucks. I'm dying right now, but this is all I have. Y'all hear Chunk running for CA. I feel like maybe I should cover that as well. I don't know. I don't know that many details, to be honest, though. Okay, well, I will contact you. I'm not great with email. I have too many to read, but hi, Rose, new beginning. It wouldn't surprise me if Tulsi turns up in Bolivia on ground. That would be cool. But I think she only did that in Puerto Rico because, Puerto Rico, it's not like it's like laundry day. Someone said, yeah, it is laundry day, except I didn't do my laundry yet. I don't know. I don't know if she would go there. I don't know. USA sells more weapons than any other country. In fact, Hillary and Trump both said they wanted Assange killed, so that should tell you something. Yep. I would not like to see jank in Congress. I'd rather see people who are unbought by Clinton backers. By the way, greetings from wet as fuck Miami. Cool. Lucky duck. I wish I lived in Miami. OMG, Tulsi and Bolivia would be cool. Yeah, true. We're a bunch of warmongers. How? I hope that everybody here is anti-war, or else I don't know what you're doing on here. Let's see. I wanted to just make sure. Plenty of distractions. Israel must be killing Palestinians, and yeah, I was going to cover that, but I'm going to cover that probably with Niko. I didn't want to cover that just on my own. There's way too much to cover. I would like to see Kyle in Congress. That would be cool. I would support him more than I would support someone like AOC, which is not really that much. But no, you don't. Way too expensive. I don't know what you're referring to. She's definitely going to speak on Bolivia after she's done some research. Yeah, but it's been a really long time. It's been a couple of days, but get in on Sophia political stock shares early. That's what Niko said. She is epic. Thank you. I feel like Tulsi would be against Bolivian socialism, and I don't know where you're getting that from. I know you're a Bernie supporter, so I guess I could say the same about him based on his Maduro stance, but it's just me. But I think she'd actually like Morales because of the work that he's done for indigenous people. Obviously, even Maduro did too, but specifically for like the indigenous people of Bolivia. Just saw the Tulsi sign. Yeah, I have it, and she signed it, so I put it up. Hello from cold ass Maine. Oh my god, it must be really cold there. It's already freezing here, so love the shirt. Thank you. Socialism is okay. Socialism is cool. All Republicans. I don't know what that's referring to. USA is already part socialist. Yeah. Very small. I mean, well, actually, it's socialism for the rich. But yeah, Tulsi supports Maduro. Pink tide, hello. Yeah, true. I mean, she does recognize him as leader of the country, as that, of that country. So she didn't use any CIA talking points against him. Did you see Warren's Twitter page? She's literally proposing Medicare for all who want it. That was really weird. I think what she was trying to say is that she would pass one legislation, which would be basically Medicare for all who want it, a public option. And then she's expecting that whenever the transition is supposed to be completed, that's when she's going to pass the actual Medicare. I don't really get it, to be honest, because the Medicare for all legislation is like, it includes the transition plan for, which is the Medicare for all who want it, the public option. So I don't really understand. It's just her trying to just hold back from actually supporting Medicare for all. I despise isms, meaning Cubans are all Republicans. Technocrats are killing us. True. Tulsi 2020 best choice for the environment and foreign policy. True. I'm gonna wait out for some people to say more. Aloha. Tulsi 2020. So I'm guessing like Tulsi's Medicare for all who want it versus Bernie's. No. Tulsi does not propose Medicare for all who want it. So Cubans in Cuba aren't Republicans. Most of them are. Say hello from cold and wet Holland. Wow. I didn't know that you were from Holland. Single payer plus. It's like the Australia model. Yeah, exactly. Why is this not working? Tulsi's plan protects vets and union members where Bernie doesn't. It also deals with the doctor shortage too, but it's based off the Medicare for all bill. Just like amends it. Pity Bernie hasn't spoken out on Assange yet, as I can't see any political strategy going on why he ignores the issue. When asked, it'll show that he's, yeah, I worry also with the Roger Stone stuff that just happened today. I feel like because they're making it seem like he was guilty because of his alleged ties to WikiLeaks. I feel like that's what they're going to focus on. They're not going to focus on the fact that he lied about that, and that's why, But I don't know. I feel like that might have to do with part of the reason why Bernie is so hesitant to support, Julian Assange. I'm not making excuses for him at all, but I think that's why. I think if you had asked him if he supported it before, I think he would have been fine. But I think he feels like, one, he would be pro Russia if he supported WikiLeaks, and then two, he would be anti Hillary Clinton because WikiLeaks is responsible for her loss or whatever. I don't know. What either reason is stupid, but Bernie sold out in 2016. Why keep pretending? What a president submits and what a president will sign and what is passed are all very different things. Did you see Jimmy Dore being confused about Tulsi, but he isn't? Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have enough time to talk either, so that also sucked. But Australia does allow duplicative coverage, but I do know Tulsi's bill is similar. Yeah, it's similar to the UK, not the NHS like aspect of it, like where they have public doctors and stuff. Even though her plan does incentivize nonprofit hospitals as well as nonprofit insurance companies, which is what most of European countries have. They have a very strong nonprofit industry in terms of insurance companies. Let's put Tulsi and Sanders in the octagon and let nature sort it out. Back to the caves, my friends. Bernie's a social democrat. Things would have been much more easy for him. I know. Yeah. Hello. Oh, someone said hello. You actually interact with your live chat, which is awesome. Thank you. Happy Friday. I know I forgot it was Friday, but that's why I put it in the title just to remind myself. Yes, but Australia only 8% uses duplicate care. I don't know the exact percentage. I know that UK is like 11 to 13%. I said I don't know if Australia has duplicate. I don't know if you're talking to me or not. Are you on 10 yet? Run on 10 yet? Would love to have a talk on sore loser laws, where in some state Tulsi is on the Dem primary ballot. She can't run in the general election under third party for those. Yeah. Tulsi or no deal, bliss up. Pretty sure you meant bless, but yeah. I think I'm gonna start. I don't know. I can start now, or I can wait until like 5. Sophia's awesome anyway. Thank you. Her Twitter burns are lit. Every road here is covered in ice. I'm staying in. Fun Friday. That sucks. I'm glad it hasn't snowed here yet because I'm gonna have a really. I'm gonna throw a fit. But have you read AOC and Bernie Sanders' Green New Deal for public housing project bill? It requires smart tech, which is linked back to Amazon and Google surveillance system mechanisms. That's not cool. Wait till 5. I have a meeting. That's so funny. I should look at that Green New Deal bill. I'll look at it right now just because since I guess I am waiting until 5. I don't even know if she introduced it. Did she actually introduce it yet? Or was she just talking about it? Green New Deal. Or maybe it's like public housing. Maybe it doesn't come up. I'll just look up what AOC's introduced because she doesn't introduce many bills. So AOC, I should probably have to look up her whole name. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna look up her last name. Status, sponsor. There we go. She sponsored 14 bills. I don't see this yet. She introduced it today, right? So 15 November. I don't think she introduced it yet. Sorry. What else did you guys say? Jimmy Dore says Tulsi's bill will leave a 2-tiered system. I mean, every single. I mean, I guess what he meant was just like. But every system has those 2 different tiers. I don't know if he means specifically that it covered like it doesn't ban duplicative coverage, but there's a lot that's good in it. One sec, I'll find a link from Bernie Sanders' page. Okay, thank you. Aloha, you should have done this yesterday. Yeah, I was supposed to go live with Niko yesterday, but then it didn't happen. I was slamming coffee and getting ahead on work stuff. That's how I plan to spend tonight. Plus lasagna. That's good. I love lasagna. Green New Deal is Grove. What? Don't wait for some plan. It won't let me send the link. It usually just lets you copy and paste the link. Bernie has it too. Bernie hasn't laid out a plan. Let's be real. Well, I looked up. Oh, wait, no. She introduced something. Oh, Oh wait, I think this is what she introduced. Oh yeah, I think I'm about to find it. No, I don't see it. Worker friendliness of employers before. Oh, is it this one? To create an equitable and stable renting house market? That's not really what I thought. I thought it was actually public housing. I tried copy and paste. I found it from a statement on Bernie Sanders' page. Okay, Bernie Sanders, Green New Deal, public housing. Is that what it is? I don't even. I don't see any statements from his page that come up. Oh, Green New Deal for Public Housing Act. Let me see if I can find the link. It's called the, yeah, that's what I, okay, I'll just look it up again. Bill. It doesn't come up. The Nation. Okay, I found it on AOC's page. She just has a map. Why doesn't she link the bill? That's the whole point. Download in PDF format. Why would I want that? Okay, so it's just provides affordable and modern housing for all. This legislation serves to train and mobilize the workforce to decarbonize public housing stock and improve the quality of life for all. It is time that our government invests in our infrastructure, our people, and our future. Okay, I still can't fucking find this. I don't think Bernie's gonna get JFK'd. Do you think AOC wants to be the first female president? I had to download the PDF. Holy shit, it's 54 pages. Okay. I don't think AOC is going to be the first female president. I mean, she has to wait until like 2024, right? I don't know. Oh wow, it's really long. Damn, I don't know who's gonna take the time to read all of this. Not me. I don't have the patience to read through this entire fucking thing. Self-sufficiency. So wait, where does it say this stuff about they won't JFK Bernie? They'll just wait for him to die. I'm not gonna comment on that. So wait, what did you say about smart tech? Where can I find this? A 54-page bill. What the fuck? Yeah, they should JFK Trump. That's horrible. I don't like Trump, but I won't say that. She will run in 2024. She definitely will. I mean, Bernie said that he would offer her a spot in somewhere in his administration. He said he's gonna find like he's definitely gonna find somewhere to put her. So I was like, that's definitely why she endorsed him, even though she's gonna keep propping up Warren, which is so stupid. Which means that she'll never be able to be in his administration. But I think that's why she props up both of them. So she knows probably Warren would win the nomination. So then she hopes to be in her administration, but she's also propping up Bernie to keep her personal credibility. AOC is going to primary challenge Tulsi. Well, Tulsi's not going to be there because she's not running for re-election. Why do you support Tulsi? I don't know if you're just asking me that for me to answer, but it would be her foreign policy, her stance on whistleblowers, the First Amendment, and Julian Assange. Those are my main, and also because she actually, if she sees that there's some kind of issue that needs to be addressed, she writes a bill for it rather than just talk about plans. So what does their bill require? I think the smart tech bit is about 10 pages in. Okay. I will look at it right now. I'm on page 30. Let's scroll up to page 10. I don't really see anything. Grants for energy efficiency, building electrification upgrades, and water quality. I'm going to have to look at that. I'll actually take the time to read that because it's not just a resolution, it's actually a bill. I won't read all of it, but I'll try to read it. Every pages 7 and 12 of that bill has, okay, I will look at page 7 and 12. I'll leave it open on page 7. Hey, when did the stream start? I started it like 15 minutes ago, and I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna start it soon. Actually, start it. I'm gonna finish whatever I'm doing right now. Just talking. Trump is gonna win. Yeah, probably. Bernie's Green New Deal plan guarantees a living wage, but Tulsi. Oh yeah, I know. Niko pointed that out. I mean, both of them technically are the same. Well, I don't know. I don't know if by definition a living wage necessarily just means to support yourself or if it also means to support a family. Let's see. Definition. No, it's actually just for yourself. So that's, I mean, that would be pretty interesting for her to specify. Wow, I missed a lot of stuff. Trump being JFK'd does less damage to the empire because what got him elected in the first place won't be as much under scrutiny, and everyone. Yeah. What do you think of Yang? I don't support Yang for many reasons, but mostly it's like his foreign policy, his stance on Assange, and I mean the way that he pays for his UBI I also don't support. And he also, I just think he doesn't really understand like the Medicare for all legislation. Just the way that he's switched his position too many times, it just doesn't, I don't think he understands the bill. I don't think he's ever taken the time to read about it. But no way AOC will ever be president. Her voice is like nails on a chalkboard. No comment. I'm gonna scroll right past that. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see that. I would absolutely want to purchase duplicative coverage for, say, physical therapy to get preferential treatment because the need is way higher. Well, Tulsi's plan. Actually, I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. Green New Deal, isn't it using cap and trade not to ban fracking? Yeah, it advocates for that. Yang's foreign policy is horrid. Yep. Tulsi's Off Act is a bill that has already been introduced. Why? Fuck it. Put it out of place. Okay, wait. Why didn't Bernie endorse it, but turn around and support a Green New Deal that was half cooked? I don't understand. You know, this is something that I've been pretty pissed off at just thinking about. There's so many different pieces of legislation that that Bernie could have introduced, that Tulsi had introduced, that was already written. All he needed to do was just sponsor it in the Senate, and he chose not to do that. So I don't, they keep saying we don't have time for climate change, and everyone keeps bitching about it, and then when it actually comes time to support legislation, they're just talking about this resolution. I mean, it's just absurd. And rather than make amendments maybe to the bill, they just focus on. Yeah. Did Yang ever disavow that super PAC that was offered to him? I don't think he disavowed it. I think he just said, I don't really know that much about it, maybe. Just search SMART in their bill. Okay. I mean, I left it on page 7, which is what someone told me when they started talking about it. So the US needs a similar free Medicare system like we do here in the UK. Even now I can go and get free healthcare around the clock and also private. Yeah. Oh my God, I missed a lot of stuff. Hold on. Please talk about today's impeachment. I don't want to talk about it. It's the stupidest thing ever. Kim Iverson did a video where she talked about it, and I think she broke it down really well. So you should check that out because I'm not going to repeat everything. Ring is owned by Alphabet Google. What did you say before that? I don't know. You might not be talking to me. Off Act DNC Green New Deal. Do you support the existence of private insurance with Medicare for all? I mean, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of Americans are just propagandized into fearing government because government has been inefficient, but obviously the private sector has too, but they just kind of scapegoat the government. So I feel like a lot of them want to keep it, even though just because they haven't seen what Medicare actually, what the improved and expanded Medicare system is like. I feel like they just fear that too much that they're like, no, I need to hold on to my private insurance. And then they reject the Medicare. But, you know, I feel like eventually they'll see the benefits of it and see how much more efficient it is. And then as a result, they'll just, rather than continue paying extra, they'll just receive the benefits of what they're already paying for. But that's just my opinion. And I mean, that's how they do it, like in the UK and Australia. There's nowhere that they don't have a role for private insurance, whether it's supplementary or complementary. But then the UK and Australia, they have the number 1 and number 2 systems in the world. So even Canada that has just supplementary, it doesn't go, you know, there are more Australians that approve of their healthcare system than Canadians do. So what is he trying to achieve by rewriting a whole new one? Well, I don't think Tulsi's plan tackles public housing, but again, it was just like the, you know, the baseline, but they didn't even support that. So the VAT doesn't even pay for UBI. I don't know. Impeachment gate diversion. I don't know why you keep putting emojis. Yes, this 18-year-old is an expert. No, I'm not. Just like everywhere in the world has private insurance for millionaires. Helps defeat insurance talking points to neutralize the false choice argument have been on Medicare. Hence, she's smart. Use the other term. Oh, if you had life experience, would you know that do today often accepting Medicare? I don't know what you're saying. Bernie's gonna use tax for Medicare for all. Tulsi single payer plus, how much will it cost? I don't know. It probably will cost roughly around the same as Bernie's, but Sophia, did you tie dye that shirt? No, my friend gave it to me. I don't know what you said before that. If you want to know how Aussie Medicare and bulk billing works, go to the Department of Human Services Australia Medicare. Tried to post a link, but it won't work. Okay, give her a break. I don't know. Cenk played it clever where he endorsed Bernie. Then the next day he's running for a seat himself, eventually to president. Oh my God, I could never imagine him as president with that police lineup pic reflecting his guilt complex. Okay. All right, so should I start covering these because there are 4 stories to cover? So let me know. Does Bernie release financial details? Well, he had them in 2017, I think it was, like where he listed all the ways of paying for it. But then NPR asked him, what are your plans to pay for this? And he said, like, I don't want to misquote him. I always say this, but I just don't like misquoting people. Hold on. Bernie Sanders, NPR, Medicare for all. He basically just said he won't come out with a specific plan. Like he doesn't feel like that's necessary, but I will pull up the quote. Oh, it's like the whole interview. Defends his Medicare for all plan. Never mind, this is the wrong interview. Examining wants Medicare for all, but there's... Okay, he won't explain how to pay for it. Yes, there we go. He said, you're asking me to come up with an exact detailed plan of how every American, how much more you're going to pay in taxes, how much I'm going to pay. I don't think I have to do that right now. I just thought that was such a bad answer on his behalf. That was very bad because he's just becoming like a caricature of what people have criticized him for being, which is, oh my God, free stuff, but I don't know how to pay for it. So I feel like he could have just said, here are my plans that I've had, and you guys still keep asking me, how are you going to pay for this? I already have ways of paying for it, and you choose to keep ignoring it. But Jank Anna 2024, please cover the 4 stories. Ask Jank about the Armenian genocide. You know, Anna asked him yesterday about that. All the senators at those impeachment hearings right now, right? Yeah, it's from maybe, I think it was like from like 10 to 6 every single day, like Monday through Friday. I don't know. Go, go, go. Let's begin. Okay, let us begin. Okay, so let's start here with the fact that the White Helmets co-founder, James Lemercier, I don't know if that's how you say it, but he was a British Army officer in the 1990s, and he also worked with the United Nations peacekeeping force in former Yugoslavia. He was born in Singapore, which is interesting, but he just passed away. He killed himself, apparently, in Turkey. So there was a story where he said, like, apparently he was having suicidal thoughts. That's what his I believe his wife said that. Miss Winberg, yes, she's his wife, said her husband had suicidal thoughts 2 weeks before he fell to his death. Okay, he was like 48 years old. Yeah, he was 48 years old. Okay. But Ássád has had some cool things to say about that. So he said, he commented about it, and he was saying how American billionaire Jeffrey Epstéín was killed several weeks ago. They said he had committed suicide in jail. However, he was killed because he knew a lot of vital secrets connected with very important people in the British and American regimes, and possibly in other countries as well. So that's what he was referring to the to Le Monsieur. So he said, and now the main founder of the White Helmets has been killed. He was an officer, and he had worked with his whole life with NATO in Afghanistan, Kosovo, Iraq, and Lebanon. And he said, both of us know that they, the representatives of the White Helmets, are naturally part of Al-Qaeda. I believe these people, as well as the previously liquidated bin Laden and al-Baghdadi, had been killed chiefly because they knew major secrets. They turned into a burden once they had played out their roles. A dire need to do away with them resurfaced after they had fulfilled their roles. And he also suggested that it could have been Turkish intelligence agencies, but that at the end of the day, all of these different intelligence agencies of other countries, they all tie back to the main intelligence agency, which is the CIA. And obviously, he doesn't really have any evidence to necessarily back that up, but it was just funny that he commented about Jeffrey Epstein and compared him to that, because I think he's like the only politician that just straight up said he was killed. He did not commit suicide. So that's the first story. I also wanted to go over to the fact that this guy's work with the White Helmets. So first of all, he said that he told Al Jazeera, at the time I was working in Istanbul and got together with a group of Turkish earthquake rescue volunteers. And again, he had saved all these people. And Mayday Rescue reported that between 2014 and 2018, it received funding of 127 million, 19 million of which came from non-government sources, and the remainder from Western governments. And that was a charity that had trained and supported Syrian volunteers in emergency response. And then, of course, the UK had been very supportive of the White Helmets, and same with the US. But also, you had the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs official, Maria Zakharova, I think that's how you say it, of him being a MI6 agent with connections to terrorist groups. So that was his death, his tragic death that was definitely not planned or anything. So that is the first story. So the second one is a little bit darker because the US is testing a new ballistic missile. So The US may be set to test a new ground-launched ballistic missile in the coming weeks, the first test of that particular weapon since the country withdrew from the INF Treaty earlier this year. And in March, Pentagon officials told reporters that they intended to test an intermediate range ballistic missile in the November timeframe. At the annual Defense News Conference in September, Robert Sufer, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Policy of Nuclear and Missile Defense, confirmed that the Pentagon is roughly on track for that set. And then he said, I do believe it is still the plan to conduct a ballistic missile test before the end of this year. And then they couldn't confirm or deny whether a test would take place in November. But what they know now is that it'll be a ballistic missile with a potential range of roughly 3,000 to 4,000 kilometers. And before they had said, Pentagon officials had said that it wouldn't be likely that they would be deploying such a weapon, and it was potentially to Guam at the time. But they said that would not be likely for 5 years. But obviously, now that we exited the treaty on August 2nd, we're continuing to escalate tensions. And again, the INF Treaty was a pact in 1987 with the former Soviet Union, and it banned ground-launched nuclear and conventional ballistic and cruise missiles with ranges of 500 to 5,000 kilometers. And of course, the US has consistently said that Russia is the one that's been violating the agreement. So then we just decided to just pull out of the agreement rather than just try to work out our differences with Russia or actually see if they are violating it rather than just make assumptions. And of course, Russia has denied those. And then the other thing that I wanted to add to this was, I wanted to find this. I guess that was it. But yeah, so this is, oh yes, so up against Russia and China, the benefits of ground-based strike systems need to be a part of the conversation for answering that question. And again, this is just going to show that this missile is directly threatening Russian and Chinese homelands. So as a result, they're also going to build up their, as they're continuing to do, they're going to continue to build up their nuclear capacities so that they can defend themselves from an attack like this. But at the end of the day, a nuclear war cannot be won. But this is really depressing. And that was from 2 days ago. But this is just really depressing because, again, Trump pulled out of this. And now we're on a really disgusting and sad path. So we do need someone that's going to come in and actually ameliorate all of these tensions between Russia and China, also North Korea, because this is something that is really unfortunate. And again, this is an agreement that we had made in 1987, and now we're pulling out of it. Just like the Iran nuclear deal, with which Trump also pulled out of because Iran was violating it. So that is that story. And then the other one was about Assange. So this was from the Daily Maverick. So the son of Julian Assange's senior judge, the magistrate, is linked to an anti-data leak company created by the UK intelligence establishment and staffed by officials recruited from US intelligence agencies behind that country's prosecution of the WikiLeaks founder. So the son of Lady Emma Arbuthnot, the Westminster chief magistrate overseeing the extradition proceedings of Julian Assange, is the vice president and cybersecurity advisor of a firm heavily invested in a company founded by the GCHQ and MI5, which seeks to stop data leaks. This is a huge conflict of interest because the whole purpose of WikiLeaks is to leak information. So if you have the magistrate's son that is literally the vice president and also the advisor to a company like that, that's something that needs to be disclosed. And obviously it should make her, it should show a clear conflict of interest. So this article goes on to explain that Alexander Arbuthnot, employer, the private equity firm Vitruvian Partners has a multi-million-pound investment in Darktrace, a cybersecurity company, which is also staffed by officials recruited directly from the United States National Security Agency, the NSA, and the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. These intelligence agencies are behind the U.S. government's prosecution of Julian Assange for publishing secret documents. Darktrace has also had access to two former UK prime ministers and former US President Barack Obama. So I wanted to skip through a couple of parts here, but the first part is Darktrace, which again has been described as an artificial intelligence-based cybersecurity company. It was established by members of the UK intelligence community in 2013. And then also GCHQ, the UK's major surveillance agency, approached investor Mike Lynch, regarded as Britain's most established technology entrepreneur, who then brokered a meeting between GCHQ officers and Cambridge mathematicians who co-founded the company. And also the company material openly mentions the UK intelligence officials who founded Darktrace. So that's really troubling. But then the other bit too includes the fact that Darktrace was incorporated just 4 days after the first of the Snowden revelations was published by The Guardian in 2013. That's why that date was so important. It's very recent. And again, these showed GCHQ to be operating programs of mass surveillance. And then as Channel 4 News put it, when Darktrace launched, in the wake of the massive data leaks from Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning, Darktrace is targeting corporate and government customers by promising to track down troublesome employees or intruders that are already within the firewall. And another article on Darktrace, this time from Wired, in 2018, noted after Edward Snowden's data dump from the NSA and Chelsea Manning's transfer of military intelligence to WikiLeaks, governments and companies woke up to the dangers of sabotage from within. So that's another troubling aspect. But MI5 and GCHQ have been especially concerned about leaks of secret government material since WikiLeaks published Vault 7, and that was the exposures in March of 2017. And of course, the files were the largest leak in CIA history, and they showed how UK agencies held workshops within the CIA to find ways to hack into household devices. So the last part here is Alexander Arbuthnot is linked to another company concerned with countering leaks and WikiLeaks in particular. During 2010 to 2016, he worked at Symantec, a US company producing cybersecurity and anti-data leak products, which has contracts with the US government. And eventually he became the head of global sales at the company. And in 2010, after Julian Assange and WikiLeaks hit the headlines with their revelations on US war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan, Symantec released a report titled "Avoiding a Repeat of WikiLeaks: What Can Be Done to Prevent Malicious Insiders." So this is literally the son of the magistrate that's now overlooking and now making these kinds of decisions. Really just goes to show you that the bias here is strong. I mean, he's literally saying, well, the Symantec company is saying avoiding a repeat of WikiLeaks. So there's no justice system. It really is an injustice system because of this conflict of interest here. And he began working then for Symantec 4 months after WikiLeaks started leaking the US State Department cables that had been given to Chelsea Manning. So, and then also Darktrace has particularly focused on breaking into the US market and has recruited former CIA and NSA intelligence officers. So there was a conference that was organized by cybersecurity consultancy IRM, on whose advisory board, of course, Lady Arbuthnot, her husband, Lord Arbuthnot, sat until 2018, November of 2018. So just a year ago, her husband also was on that board. And that was a conference in London with Alec Ross, who was then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's technology advisor, and Martin Howard, GCHQ's director of cyber policy. And of course, he's been critical of Julian Assange. So that was what I wanted to comment on or cover, because it really just goes to show you that this is not a justice system at all. And she's overseeing the extradition proceedings, and these ties aren't being talked about. And of course, that those ties aren't barring her from overseeing this, because this is huge. So I do hope that more people get informed about this, and as a result, she feels compelled to distance herself, just to, because this is very, like, this is incredibly inappropriate for her to be overseeing these kinds of decisions when she has those conflict of interest. And I highly doubt that, her son and her father both have these kinds of ties and have that anti-Assange bias. So that was that. So I really hope that something's done about that. But then lastly, with regard to Bolivia, I just wanted to this was an article from, I believe, 2015, and it was just going over what WikiLeaks, and I wanted to tie this into what we were covering about Assange, but what WikiLeaks had showed with regard to Bolivia. So the WikiLeaks cables leaked by U.S. Army whistleblower Chelsea Manning suggested that the U.S. government officials offered material support to enemies of the Bolivian government and its president, Evo Morales, even as those enemies made violent plans against him. The cables and questions were published in August in the WikiLeaks files, The World According to U.S. Empire, a book in which multiple journalists, along with Julian Assange, analyzed the contents of the treasure trove of cables Manning provided to WikiLeaks in 2010. The book devotes a section to what the WikiLeaks files contributors Alexander Main and Dan Beaton called the day-to-day mechanics of Washington's political intervention in Latin America. And Morales spent years resisting the United States Latin American agenda, leading to a gradual escalation of U.S. attempts to destabilize his government. The Bolivian government now accuses the U.S. government of supporting plans to overthrow the Morales government or even assassinate the president. In an email to Mint Press News in response to a previous version of this article, Beaton noted that while the cables do reveal questionable conduct by the U.S. Embassy, they do not directly support the allegation lodged by the Bolivian government. And their note was, we note that a U.S. Embassy cable from La Paz in 2008 during a violent secessionist movement took the possibility of Evo Morales' death or overthrow seriously. Neither that cable nor any others have we seen reveal any U.S. plans to cause Morales' death. Telesur, a Latin American TV network, reported last week that the Bolivian government is continuing a formal investigation into the allegations, despite denials by U.S. government officials. And they said, in a strongly worded statement, the U.S. Embassy in Bolivia said the government of the United States was not involved in any conspiracy attempt to overthrow the government of Bolivia or assassinate President Morales. This kind of unfounded allegations does not contribute to improving bilateral relations. These allegations of a U.S. plot mirror recent revelations that the DEA is targeting the Morales government with secret drug indictments after his administration kicked the U.S. agency out of Bolivia, kicked them out of Bolivia to pursue their own locally oriented and highly successful cocaine reduction strategies. Contrary to official denials, the WikiLeaks cables show the U.S. escalated attempts to put pressure on Morales and his government over several years. According to Main and Beaton's analysis of the cables, pressure on Morales began soon after his 2005 election as part of the wave of left-leaning candidates winning elections in Latin America, known as the Pink Tide. But Morales resisted U.S. directives and continued with his plans to nationalize the fossil fuels industry and move away from dependence on foreign aid and international loans. The cable suggested that starting from 2007, the U.S. government began providing aid to the Media Luna region of Bolivia, which is controlled by Morales' opposition. A USAID report from 2007 stated that its Office of Transition Initiatives had approved of 101 grants of 4,000. Oh, sorry, $4,066,131 to help the departmental governments operate more strategically. Funds also went to local indigenous groups that were opposed to Evo Morales' decision or vision, for indigenous communities. A year later, the residents of Media Luna were rebelling against the Morales government in clashes that led to 20 deaths. A coup seemed imminent, and the opposition had the support of US officials. The United States was in regular communication with the leaders of the separatist opposition movement as they spoke openly of blowing up gas lines and violence as a probability to force the government to take seriously any dialogue. While officially supporting the Morales administration in public statements, the cables show that the US government is preparing a plan for immediate response in an event of sudden emergency, i.e., a coup attempt or President Morales' death. Tensions only eased as other South American governments declared their support for Bolivia's democratically elected government. And then Telesur noted relations between the US and Bolivia have been strained since 2009 when President Morales expelled the US ambassador from the country for supporting an opposition-led conspiracy against him, a move that then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton that led to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to accuse the president of fear-mongering. So I looked through some of the cables, and then one of the interesting parts that I found was there was a section called "My Vision Ain't Your Vision," and then it said figures from the opposition were not so sanguine about a united Bolivia, nor about a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Reflecting 2 years of failed attempts to dialogue with the Morales administration, the two prefects interviewed for the article both expressed hope for dialogue, but a firm belief that current push to approve the movement for socialism. So I thought that was interesting too, because it's saying that they don't even want a peaceful resolution. And all throughout the cables too, there's so many times where they talk about how the opposition is violent, and it says it so many times, and it really makes you wonder how legitimate this opposition is, or if they just have, if it's really politically motivated, and they'll do anything to, to get power within the Bolivian government. And of course, Morales was really successful, and it was just a sect of Bolivian society, the white settler class, that was very upset with that. So that is what I wanted to cover. And again, tying with Julian Assange, this is why WikiLeaks is so important. This is why Assange is so important, because without these kinds of cables, we don't know this kind of information, and we're not able to, get a real look of what our government does, because they are not transparent with us. There wouldn't be a need. I think Julian has said this himself, but there wouldn't be a need for WikiLeaks if governments were transparent, and also if journalists were doing the work of actual journalism, which they're not. So that is what I wanted to cover for today. Someone said this is true. Yeah, America should just make an underground pipe to steal oil across the world rather than blowing. I mean, I don't want either. I think we should not rely on fossil fuels. Did you ask Tulsi about Assange? I did. Thank you, Aurelius Prime. I did. I can pull up what she said. She was really great. I don't want to misquote her, and I don't want to not accurately portray my questioning, but she was very warm. I guess that's how I would describe it. But let me find it. I had it in my notes. I actually cannot find this. That's weird. I had screenshotted it and everything. How tall are you? I think I'm like 5'4". Wow, I really can't find this. That's bizarre. Well, to basically summarize what she said, which I really didn't want to do because I actually wanted to be able to pull up directly what she said. It sucks. Basically, what I told her about is Assange's situation right now and how tragic it is, and I think that same day, that's when his father said he's literally going to die for exposing war crimes. And I told her, like, since you're really his only ally, within the U.S. government, I just felt I think everyone, that supports WikiLeaks, that supports Julian Assange, would really appreciate it if you made a more recent statement, because I know you obviously had made such, excellent comments, with it. I don't know. I think it was May that she and April, when she really when she did interviews, when she went on, and she's been constantly defending him as well. But I then asked her, if she could make a statement relating to this, relating to how, he is literally a victim of the U.S. empire, and of course, he's going through psychological torture. So I just felt like, as his only ally, I think that her words on this would mean a lot to him, to his mom, and to everyone, within the Assange community. But yeah, so she was very, she listened, and she said that I don't exactly remember what she told me. I don't want to misquote her, but she told me that she would definitely consider making a more like a statement relating to what he's going through, just to remind everyone that, you know, one statement from a couple months ago isn't enough. She needs to definitely stand up for a free press. I'm worried for that guy. I saw that, Sophia, you missed an opportunity for a full hug from Tulsi. I did, but it's cool. What was more important is me asking her about Assange. Julian's plight is so wrong, and it portrays my military service, what they do for him. Yeah, I can't imagine. It's really sad to see. This is why Bernie should speak out, as it would bring massive publicity to Assange and his suffering. I agree. Yeah, and just like he did with Lula, I think that would be really important, but he's not really going to do that. His supporters won't push him. Yeah, unfortunately, they won't. Freedom of the press has died, an unholy death by careerist news. I agree. They really have. Did someone suggest for me to be VP? I'm only 18, so I think I'm guessing that you have to be 35, right? So and I don't think I can, because I wasn't born in the US. So I don't think I can. I don't know if they have any rules for VP. I'm assuming they do, because you would take over as president. So I wouldn't be able to do that. Sophia for press secretary. Absolutely not. Someone like Niko. I'm not smart. We know, or most journalists are bored. Worst thing is, if they make a go for, how do you fight back if they come to see it? Propaganda Pac-Man is at it again. He is. You can't eat money, but if the wealthy are relatively healthy. I'm 45 minutes away from Belmarsh jail, where Assange is locked up. Wow, that's really sad. That's really upsetting. I also wish that Tulsi would visit Assange too, like how Pamela Anderson has done, and speak about it. I don't know. No, you have to be born here. Our loss. It's not really that much of a loss. You'll be fine. They're better people. They have a vetting program in government to keep us, the people, out. You need to stop saying you're not smart. It makes me feel stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying I'm not smart. Speaking out for Lula after he was getting out isn't really that amazing. Well, he had spoken out when he was wrongfully imprisoned, I believe. I think the exact day that was done. So that brought light to a lot of that. And honestly, I think that's why Michael Brooks talks about it so much. I don't think he was very vested in the whole Lula thing before him. So that would be cool if Michael Brooks did several videos on Assange, but whatever. What's MMT? Modern monetary theory. Stop saying you are not smart. You're awesome. Thank you. Yep, she should come to the UK and visit him. I agree. She should also go to Palestine. Anna Kasparian has full editorial control at TYT. I know, it's crazy. We have Blumenthal. Yeah, Belmarsh is better than Gitmo. I mean, I don't know. Deport Ted Cruz back to Canada. Max Blumenthal is the most knowledgeable for Secretary of State. That would be really, really, really cool. I agree. Of course, The View would attack Pamela for visiting Assange or Julian. I agree. Yeah. LOL. People don't want to admit that they're stupid. I don't know what you mean by that. Anna's editorial control means more Tulsi smearing. I mean, the way that Anna smears Tulsi now is like when she complained about what she said about Syria, how our troops are actually there to defend the Kurds. Wow, that was, and she acted like Tulsi didn't give a shit about the Kurds either. But where did you born? I'm guessing where was I born? I was born in Denmark. Tulsi is dope. She is. Does TYT cover Assange? I don't know, to be honest. Let me look this up. Actually, I'm curious. Because I feel like they maybe only covered like the initial story and then they don't do any follow-ups. Let's see. I feel like they definitely repeated talking points. Yep, they did one 7 months ago. Julian Assange just arrested. Oh, they had one where Tulsi actually went on. This is also 7 months ago. Wow, they had a video from 8 years ago where it was how the press attacks WikiLeaks Julian Assange. Oh, this is interesting. There's one where it's Julian Assange implies DNC staffer was assassinated. I was referring to Seth Rich. Wow, I imagine that video is a disaster. I might force myself to watch it if I feel like being masochistic today. But yeah, they have one about Tulsi Gabbard on net neutrality, Julian Assange and party unity. Apparently, I've already watched this because I liked it, but I don't remember. What has she said that smears Tulsi? Oh, she's repeated everything. She's repeated the Modi thing. I'm pretty sure she's repeated the cult thing. I don't remember if that was just Emma or if the other smear sister got on board with that. Just everything. And then her attacks of Tulsi. Oh, she hates Muslims. Her foreign policy is, well, Emma said that, but it was Anna who first said that she doesn't like Tulsi's something about Muslims, the way she perceives them. I don't know. Palestine has a special ring to it. Brooks is a pretentious lightweight who substitute academic posturing for real analysis. Yeah. Why didn't you stay in Denmark? My parents. I didn't really get to live there for long, like 18 months. The Kurds are just pawns. Yeah. I see an opening for Tulsi to gain an edge in the presidential race while the senators are tied up with impeachment hearings. I agree. She's a congresswoman, so she doesn't have to go, right? Well, both of them are Congress, but she's a member of the House, so she doesn't have to. Yeah, she doesn't have to go like they do. And there are a lot of senators in the race. A lot. I think all of them, besides the irrelevant billionaires like Tom Steyer, which I don't even understand how he made the debate stage, but I think most of them are. You have Kamala, Bernie, Warren, Booker, Bennett. Is he still in the race? Did he drop out? I don't know. But yeah, so all of them are gonna, are gonna be distracted with that, which is hilarious. I mean, that's just talk about shooting yourself in the foot. But I'm here for it, and I think it's gonna help Tulsi because that allows her to, it gives her an advantage. Strange how they attacked Tulsi for diplomacy over war. Pamela Anderson. Whoa, there was a lot of stuff that just randomly. Okay. Pamela Anderson, the porn star talking politics. What the fuck? She is so smart. If you gotta follow her Twitter because she's very woke, and she's awesome. Outside the U.S., most people like Tulsi. Yeah. All right, guys. No anti-Semitism here, please. Wow, you were 10 8 years ago. That's kind of bananas. You're like the baby of the left. Yeah, that's really weird. I just realized that too. Only 8 years ago I was 10. That's whack. Yeah, strange really how intern say they got robbed. It's still. Someone said, thank you for the super chat. I see irony. If at least one of your parents is born in the US, you can run for president. None of my parents were born in the US, so more people die around Hillary than Putin. that's true. Anna and Emma are Hindu phobes. Yeah. The Gray Zone are true American heroes. Yes, absolutely. I think their work, I think Assange would be pretty proud of their work too. Can someone please explain to me why Anna keeps lying about Tulsi, even though a zillion people call her out on it? She just won't stop. It's about the money. Who remembers? I'm gonna not read that. Anna and Emma are definitely Hindu phobes. No disagreement from me. I like Anna. What did she say? I think I already responded to you. Emma makes it so bad. Emma's so bad at smearing, it makes it even more irritating. She is. She just doesn't care anymore. She's just like, whatever. I got to work backwards for my conclusion that Tulsi is bad. So therefore, I'm just going to say a bunch of shit and hopefully no one calls me out for it. That's her philosophy. So, what's Anna's motive against Tulsi? Money. She is the only progressive who doesn't have to go. Oh, well, there are only really, two, like Bernie and Tulsi. Tulsi even defended Ilhan, but not once has Ilhan defended her. Yeah, she attacked. She literally attacked Tulsi. She was asked by Mehdi Hassan, Hillary or Tulsi, and she's like, none, huh? And she laughed. I was like, fuck off. Pamela Anderson is not given enough credit for her wit. Yeah, she's great. No, if at least one of your parents is a U.S. citizen, you can run for president. Yeah, I can't. None of my parents are. Well, my dad is a U.S. citizen. Never mind. But he wasn't born in the U.S. though. So yeah, you were wrong about Pam. She is awesome. Natalie said, I'm old enough to be your mom. That's so funny. Oh wow, you're 18. You're the Tulsa prodigy. Okay. She's pretty smart. I don't know. Are you talking about Pam? Yeah. Michael Brooks said they funded her first run. Oh, the RSS? Her congressional run? Is he stupid? Whatever. Yes, Gray Zone is super. Gray Zone rocks. Pamela Anderson deserves an Oscar. Gray Zone are the shit. Ilhan Omar is a goddess. I've never heard that before. Okay, that's your opinion. Right-wing evangelicals had pushed Bush to ban Modi because U.S.-backed Christian missionaries active in India converting the indigenous Hindus there were so worried that Modi might stop them if in power. Yeah. Pamela, oh my God, you guys, you're horrible on here. I can't read all this shit. Tolstel is the new Bernie, bro. I agree. Someone said something about Armenian genocide. Anna has some serious issues with self-loathing. She refuses to acknowledge how Tulsi co-sponsors. Oh, she did? Did she just focus on how she couldn't vote for that or something? And then she just, you're the female PV. What? Don't worry, you're a goddess too. So it's Tulsi. Thank you. Tulsi Gabbard is a goddess. Yeah, someone called her a Hawaiian goddess. I saw someone say that. Tulsi needs to research more on foreign policy outside the Middle East. I agree with you. Trying to make all her supporters appear to be one small group of messed up dude bros. Yeah. Michael Brooks is stupid. Yes. Sophia, I heard you're dating Progressive Voice. Is this true? What? Progressive Voice as in Sahil? Whatever his last name is. I don't know what his last name is. That's hilarious. No. Thank you. Next. It's true what Niko pointed out some time back, that there were white privileged women that totally hate people of color. We'll see. Would you vote for Keek if you lived in his district? No. The natural born is a common misconception. Your dad's citizenship is good. Wait, okay. But to be president, you have to be born in the US, I thought. Right? Like, someone's been lying to me my whole life. Okay. Do you need to be, yeah, you have to be born in the US. That's why Trump went after Ted Cruz, because he was born in Canada, right? Do you need to be born in the US to run for president? Well, maybe there's an exception for a VP. Natural born citizen. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a natural born citizen, so I can't be president. What about vice president? Well, yeah, I can't be eligible to the office of president. Do you have to be born in the US? Yeah. I can't find anything for VP. Oh, yeah, see? Yeah. You have to be constitutionally able to be president to be eligible to serve as vice president. So I am not eligible to be president, therefore I cannot be vice president. Not that I would ever run for this shit, but you need to be a US citizen. Yes, I am a US citizen, but I'm not a natural born citizen. So thank you, Basil Peterson, for the super chat. The impeachment circus has got me listening to music and has turned me on to Shahid Uttar. He is awesome. You mean turn me off? Because that's why personally I was turned off to Shahid. You need to be a U.S. citizen. You are a VP, same as Prez. Yep, that's what I thought. Wasn't McCain born in like Panama, but his dad is American? Yeah, McCain was able to run for president. How? Because it was a U.S. What was it? It was a U.S. territory. Was he actually born in Panama? John McCain. Wow, I looked up McCain and it just came up John McCain, not even his daughter. I'm trying to find this. He was born in the Panama Canal Zone. Damn. I'm trying to find this. How was he able to run? How was he able to be president? Or run for president? He's not president. How was he able to run to be president? I can't find anything. Oh, here we go. Snopes has a fact check. Yep, born in Panama. Military base. That's yeah. Sorry, not a territory. I'm thinking of why Tulsi's able to run for president at a military base. Yep, that's why. Jenks karma is going to end up with him in jail. Yeah, he was born. If your parents were born in the U.S., if your parents were born in the U.S. but you were born out of the U.S., you can still be president. No, but my parents were not born in the U.S. Neither was I. None of us were born in the U.S. Ted Cruz, Rubio, very involved in the Bolívíá coup. Yep. Precisely. What else? Otherwise, Tulsi can't run either. It wasn't just a base. It's because his parents were also American. That's the condition as well. Oh, so both your parents have to be, or I thought it was just one of your parents has to be a U.S. Citizen. I'm trying to find this right now. Oh wow, there's never been a court case defining exactly what a natural born citizen is. Neither Congress nor the Supreme Court has definitively resolved the issue. It is therefore inconceivable that someone could mount a legal challenge to Senator McCain's presidential eligibility. But I'm assuming that if he was a person of color, they wouldn't just let this slide. There was a very real birther debate about John McCain. Oh. Sophia, where were you born then? I said Denmark. Romney was born in Mexico. Why the fuck are all these politicians not born in the US? But then they ran for president, and then Obama gets ostracized for it. No, he was born in Michigan. Okay. What else are you saying? Didn't the progressive voice coin the term Tulsel? I actually don't know if he coined it. I don't really want to give him that much credit because he still sucks ass, but Tulsi was born in American Samoa, yeah. So they need to shut down Israel and the CIA, don't they? You have to be born in a US state or territory. That's it. I guess a US colony, US territory. Denmark was the world's biggest pork exporter until a few years ago. I didn't know that. They do have a lot of meat there. It was hard. Like I went there once just to visit when I was 11, and it was really hard. I'm vegan, but I was vegetarian at the time, and it was really difficult. So they had like a lot of sausage and stuff. Are you sure you were born in Denmark? I'm sure. Shahid Buttar is running against Pelosi. He's a true progressive. Yes, but he pushes impeachment a lot. And he also thinks that Warren is a progressive, which is really unfortunate. But I believe both of McCain's were US citizens and both of Tulsi's are US citizens. Did you see Ron Paul's video on torture of Assange? Rand was sponsored. Yeah, the bill. I should have asked her if she would introduce a bill, but she is. Well, she's going to be introducing a bill that amends the Espionage Act to protect whistleblowers. But Assange isn't a whistleblower, but she may also amend it so that it would protect someone like Assange from being prosecuted, from any journalist being prosecuted as such, or any dissident like that. But I did not see Ron Paul's video on that. I think I was told to watch it, but I didn't get to that yet. USA isn't a nation anyways. A nation is a people, not the state. Your hair is fire. Thank you. It would be amazing to have a Samoan president. Yes, but USA is a transactional corporation. True. Being born on U.S. territories doesn't equate to being a natural born. Well, they said that they never decided exactly what that means. So that's so good. I have a chance. Lord Teddy Bear 2024. All right, you got my vote. Exactly. So they moved to Hawaii to become naturalized citizens. Look up the conditions to be president in the Constitution. I will read the Constitution again. I should have took one when I went to Tulsi's event, and she hands out constitutions. But Pelosi will be in power until she dies. Progressive Hindu for Prez 2028. That's funny. It says you have to be a natural born or a U.S. citizen, meaning your parents are citizens, granting you citizens. Only one needs to be. Yeah, my mom's not a citizen. My dad is. So okay. So I can run for president. I'm not going to. I never would. But or a U.S. citizen. I thought it was pretty specific though in saying that you needed to be a natural born citizen. I know that there's that requirement where you have to live here for. Oh, is that what it is? Where you can be a you can be a naturalized citizen, but then you have to live here for. No, never mind. Sorry, it's you have to have lived here before running for president for 14 years. Like you couldn't have like moved out of the country and then came back. It has to be 14 years, I think. That's what I remember. Is Tulsi a vegan? Yes, she is. Oh, what? Sophia's vegan. That's awesome, especially for Nathan. Yeah, I've been for a while, but yes, she is vegan. I know she doesn't eat meat. He didn't coin the term Tulsel. I didn't know. Tulsi will be the first vegan yogi president. He pushes impeachment the right way. Emoluments. Yeah, but again, there's not enough support for actual reasons to impeach him. It's just this desperate attempt to grasp onto anything possible that they could impeach him over. But it's like they're supposed to go to a grocery store or something, and then they just take all these different routes instead of just going the easiest way, which would have been, illegally bombing Syria. It's saying that he's going to keep troops in Syria to protect, to secure the oil. Those are high crimes and misdemeanors, but not according to that. Kyle's nickname for Michael Bennett makes no sense. Doesn't he just say that he's always like zanned out? I think that might be. I don't know. I didn't realize he has a name. He has a nickname. I missed a lot of stuff. I'm scrolling up. Sorry. She has been for a few years. She said that in a recent interview. Yeah. Let me clarify. Mitt Romney's father was born. Yeah, he was born in Michigan. My parents sent me there in Copenhagen when 16 after kicked out of college to work in my uncle's factory for a few months to straighten me out. Sorry about that. Shahid pushes impeachment, but not only for that UBS. Yeah, but it shouldn't be. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. At this point, it just seems like it's a coup attempt where it's like the American people voted for Trump, for Trump, and then now Democrats are just grasping onto whatever they can, hold on to. Wait, you're only 18 years old? Yes, I am only 18 years old. You have to live here for 14 years. Yeah. Please run for president in 17 years. I won't. I just tweeted the rec to you, Sophia. My phone's dead. So, I could actually log into here onto Twitter here on my computer, but I'm too lazy. She is wise beyond her years. Thank you. If you're talking to me, I'm assuming. I don't know. Sophia looks 18 and her informed politics make her sound 18. Thank you. Not gonna read this other thing. You keep commenting really bad things that I'm not gonna read out loud. The Tulsi-phobe Mike Figueredo is the Ben Shapiro of the left. It's true because he does pretend like he's facts over feelings, but he always puts feelings over facts. So, wow, Sophia, you need a life. I do need a life. Please help me find one. Even Tim Black is a Bernie bro. I just missed what you said. Why be so crass about Tulsi? Because she's a threat to Bernie. It would only be a coup if the people pushing impeachment took his place, which they wouldn't. Pence would. Yeah, but it just, I mean, it's just like this attempt to just get someone out. It's an overthrow is a better word, I guess, than a coup. The president breaks the law multiple times, yet you believe he should not have consequences for his actions. I do think that he should be held accountable, but the problem is that no one before him has been held accountable. Obviously, you should set a precedent at some point, but for the reasons that they're doing right now, it's just strictly partisan right now. I'm a few steps of turning vegan myself. That's cool. Same. I got sent to Ecuador with my uncle to straighten me out. I was a bad kid. That's funny. He was always using Bernie Bro. He was using Tulsi as clickbait. That's what I call. I don't know what you're talking about. Love waves, exactly. So what else? What else should we talk about? We talk about what it takes to run for president. I still don't know the answers. Kyle's the only one on the TYT network. I honestly, I keep forgetting that he's part of the TYT network. I think now it's becoming more visible that he is kind of fitting right in, but I don't know. I just always forget that I don't know why he's a part of that network. Is it possible for Trump to debate Tulsi the way he's used to? Yeah, he can't attack her on anything. That's what's funny. That's cool that you're almost vegan, Jack. I was born in Germany in '61. My dad was. Oh wow. I don't think Kyle is part of the network anymore. Well, when he debated with Cenk over Warren versus Bernie, Cenk added at the end he's part of the TYT network, or it was at the beginning where he said he's part of the TYT network. So Kyle hangs with the neo-Prague crowd. That's the problem. He's been increasingly warming up to Brooks, which is really weird because and I feel like he's distancing himself from Jimmy a little. I don't know, but here in the UK, it seems everyone is turning veg or vegan. Yeah, I noticed that. And there's also a big like zero waste movement in the UK too. Really, that's disappointing. Yeah, it is. It sucks. They're all disingenuous. That's what independent media is. Kyle hung out with Dor when Dor performed. That is true. That is true. I just feel like he's been distancing himself from him because Jimmy supports Tulsi and Kyle has been clearly showing that he feels that Tulsi is somewhat of a threat. So he's trying to hide that by just not covering Tulsi or being overly critical of her instead of just being able to praise her for things. It just, but Kyle and Niko are still buddies. Yeah. Does it say 14 years? Oops. Yeah, it does. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this constitution shall be eligible. Okay. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained the age of 35 and have been 14 years a resident. Okay, so I could be president. Why has everyone told me that because I'm not born in the United States, I can't? When Tulsi becomes president, veganism will soar. It's just so easy on the eyes. I don't know. That's a good assertion. Your thoughts on Bernie's comment about Israel the other day? It was a very both sidesy comment. I don't know. It wasn't very appropriate. I mean, I felt like Warren's was better than his. People thought that it was the other way around, but in my opinion, I just felt like Warren was less focused on. Well, I think Bernie started off by saying Israel, but then Warren did the opposite, where she started off by focusing on Gaza, how 30 people were killed, and then she made it seem like it was more like of a cause and effect, like because of what happened in Gaza, that was their retaliatory attack on Israel, rather than what Bernie said, which is starting with Israel, making it seem like it was just too much both sidesing, if that's a term. Kyle always smears Tulsi. He doesn't smear her. He just it's just getting to the point where he's too critical of her, that it just seems very disingenuous. Like he had a video, well, his coverage of the whole Hillary Clinton Tulsi thing, he spent a portion of the video just going through all the things that he doesn't agree with Tulsi on. I just felt like it was very weird, instead of just being able to praise her. I don't know. LOL, the realization that you can become president. Need to clip that. I'll tweet that out later. I'll say I found out that I can run for president, which I won't, but it's all good. No person. Okay, we're quoting this again. That was to fend off the Brits. Mike Figueredo, the Ben Shapiro of the left, will eventually end up in a mental asylum. Okay, that's. The Palestinians are treated unfairly. Bernie is so weak on the Middle East in general, it kills me. It's almost as if he doesn't know. I know. Yeah. Kyle has to put her down before being honest, I feel. Yeah, he has to like put her down in order to prop her up, so that it like balances out each other, rather than just prop her up, because I mean, you see these polls where, she's right behind Bernie in New Hampshire. So a lot of Sanders supporters have this visceral reaction to Tulsi. Abby has it too. Yeah, and Abby actually, in June, she had actually praised Tulsi for her anti-war message, and then now she's saying she's not really anti-war. And then she even said the reason why I dislike her the most is because she's running against Bernie. So I think what she thought is Tulsi's just a message candidate. And that's what I think even Kyle thought too, that she's just a message candidate. She's just there to push the conversation left. With regard to foreign policy, but now she's actually a legitimate candidate. She's actually doing well. Now they're just like, well, she's not a message candidate anymore. She's actually threatening Bernie. So that's, yeah, there are a lot of closeted Tulsi supporters. Yeah. Kyle went mad hard on Tulsi on BDS vote, called it a permanent stain on her record. Wow. I don't even think that he brought that up when he went through all the list of disagreements or whatever, or criticisms that he has of Tulsi. I don't think he even brought that up. So it kind of shows to you how it was really a visceral reaction to that. DACA program. Abby is Hindu phobic. Abby is also slimy. Abby pisses me off right now. Did you hear the Tulsi interview on Ain't That Swell? I did not. Let me look that up. Oh. 40-minute segment? It's a podcast. 18 hours ago. Oh, that's really nice. Was this? Oh, he had DM'd her and reached out to him. She didn't reply for a couple of months. Yeah, let's do it right away. Wow. Thank you for telling me about this. I'm gonna listen to it. Thank you. I hope they talked about new stuff rather than just recycling the same things that are brought up every single interview. I'm putting the link here for anyone who wants to watch it, or rather listen to it. And then I guess I could cover it. I don't know. I put the link right here. It's a fun interview. They're from Australia. That's cool. Abby is vital when it comes to Palestine. No one is going to do and say everything you want them to do. That's just not human condition. Abby did the same to Ron Paul? Really? Abby is wicked disappointing, but everyone you admire will disappoint you. Something that I learned when I hit 20. Yeah, that's true. Abby on Tulsi, very strange. Tulsi Gabbard is running against Bernie Sanders, is why I dislike her the most. Yep, precisely. Why are people saying Tulsi is running to get a job at Fox News? I don't know. It's so stupid. Abby is great, but she has this strange anti-Tulsi affliction that many Sanders supporters have. She makes them jittery and quick to rush. Yeah, unfortunate. But she announced first. Yeah, I know. But everyone's excuse is, oh, but everyone knew that Bernie was going to run. I mean, I think they had been asking him up until, I think even February, they were asking him, and he wasn't wasn't clear. He was like, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. I won't say anything definitive. Who will you support when Tulsi drops out? Tulsi is not going to drop out, but no one. That's a news smear. This Tulsi news drought is killing me. I really like last month with all the Hillary stuff. Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you. I don't know what that was referring to. Tulsi is not running against Bernie. Bernie is running against Tulsi. I mean, they're both running for their own reasons, you know. So, you guys need to remember that we have bot farms that imitate every political faction in the country and attempt to control the narrative. I mean, the U.S. government does, but you think Tulsi will be in it until the last minute? Definitely. Bernie is the DNC. I mean, he hasn't been very critical of them, but Tulsi represents a different set of priorities. She shouldn't drop out because of Sanders, of course. Yeah. Will you vote for Bernie in the general if he gets a nomination? I won't. I will not vote for him. Can't beat a dead horse. Oh, I mean, I could cover something else. I don't know. This was something that I found. I don't know. Should I cover it? If his supporters stop smearing, maybe. Well, I don't think you should rescind your support for Bernie because of his supporters. You know, there are toxic supporters on every, behind every candidate. Unfortunately, there are a lot of toxic Bernie supporters. But so you'll abstain from voting rather than vote for Bernie. I will, depending on who gets the Green Party nomination. If it's Howie, I will not be voting at all. So that's why I'm working hard to get Tulsi to win. If Bernie wins the nomination, does not pick Tulsi as a VP. Yeah, I would vote for him. Maybe in that case, if I knew that Tulsi would have unilateral control over foreign policy. If there's no guarantee, I don't think I could vote for that, unfortunately. I did rescind my support for Bernie because of his supporters. Really, I mean, listen, it started to get really toxic for me. I would say 3 months ago, like with starting to see how Bernie supporters were with regard to Tulsi, and just overall their inability to criticize Bernie. I just felt like that was something that really turned me off. But what turns me off most about Bernie is what his actual stances are. So it'll be so funny when Bernie chooses Warren as his VP. Yeah, strategically. I'm going to a farmer's market with Tulsi Group to do flyers. That's cool. You are Sane Progressive's long lost daughter. I don't know who Sane Progressives is. Howie Hawkins is a nut job. Yeah, he is. I will only vote for him if Bernie picks Tulsi as his VP. Yeah. You don't think that's irrational? Bernie better than Trump. I mean, that's the same reason that they told me to vote for Hillary, or that not me directly, but that's the same reason that they'll tell you to vote for Biden, that they'll tell you to vote for Kamala if she has a chance, Buttigieg, Warren. That's the same argument that they use. I'm not going to just let go of my, of my principles just because Bernie is better than Trump. With regard to domestic policy, sure, but not foreign policy. Foreign policy, there's a lot of troubling aspects about Bernie that I'm not going to vote to endorse that kind of. And also his stance on Assange too. I don't know what the fuck would happen with Assange under a Bernie presidency. I don't know who Sane Progressives is. Always vote right. Well, yeah, right. I mean, I will, I will vote, but it won't be for anyone in specific. I'll write in Julian Assange, I'll write in Tulsi, whatever it may be. Um, I'm only voting for Bernie if he picks Tulsi as his VP. I live in California, so if Tulsi isn't on the Dem ticket, my vote won't matter. Yeah, I mean, I live in New York either way. So how does that make sense? Bernie isn't better on Trump. I didn't say that he isn't better than Trump on foreign policy, but I'm saying like substantially and overall, I don't trust. My worry with Bernie is not even just. I mean, first of all, his current stances are problematic on many issues, but then on top of that, it's him actually caving in onto the issues where he is decent on. He's going to cave in to the establishment just like Obama did, and it's unfortunate, but unfortunately that's gonna be what happens. And I mean, the way I see it, the way that he is caving into to the DNC and what they want right now, that's very reflective of how he'll be as president when it comes to the foreign policy establishment, because then he might be like, well, I want to get reelected, so in order to get reelected, I have to do what they want, so that I can get my domestic agenda passed. That's how it is. And like I said, his current stances are still problematic. I can go over a couple of things if you want me to, but he criticizes Israel and supports Palestine. He actually never said Palestine before. I've never heard him say the word Palestine. Tulsi sacrificed her position in the Democrats for Bernie, and I've never really seen him same level of well, it doesn't listen, like, I don't even care at this point. I don't really, it doesn't matter, like, Tulsi versus Bernie necessarily, like, oh, Bernie isn't standing up for Tulsi. It's more so Bernie is not standing up against, the DNC. That's, I think, the bigger issue here. Bernie in Kosovo, yeah, Kosovo is problematic, but there's a lot that's more recent than that that's bad too. He voted to invade Somalia. I heard that he supported pretty much everything. I mean, he called Obama's foreign policy impressive. So obviously that meant that he supported a lot of it. I know that he supported a lot of those. Apparently he supported the coup in Honduras. He never spoke out against it. I don't really know how that worked. I got to look more into this more recent stuff under Obama. But I did not know that he voted to invade Somalia. As I'm assuming that was part of the war on terror, where he bought into the CIA propaganda. Let's see, Bernie Sanders, Somalia vote. Nothing came up when I looked that up. Somalia invasion, Obama. Yeah, I can't find anything right now. I might have to look at the Feel the Burn website. Somalia. Yeah, nothing comes up. If you can point to me what vote that is, if you know, let me know. Bernie is Team Guaido. Ask him about. He's not Team Guaido. It's just he said that we should work with opposition forces. That Maduro should work with opposition forces, and I mean he was very hawkish on Venezuela in general, like with his rhetoric. But he said that he doesn't support regime change. He might. I don't know. I mean, he might, cave in and definitely support it. Oh, in 1993, he voted to invade Somalia. Okay. I thought that was it was part of the Obama administration that you were referring to. Somalia, Bernie Sanders. Oh wow, there's a C-SPAN video of Hillary, and oh, it's about healthcare. It was 1993, where Hillary and Bernie were talking about healthcare. Yeah, I gotta look more into this. But At the debate, Tulsi to say the DNC rigged the election and forced Bernie to comment on it. That's a good point. I'm gonna write this in my notes because I wanted to do a video with Niko about what things Tulsi should. Well, he's gonna do obviously. I'm assuming that he's gonna do multiple segments for all of the candidates, but I think that definitely for Tulsi, I think that would be a good. Okay, DNC rigging. Ask Bernie to comment. I don't know what you're going to see there. I think that's going to be a big letdown. I think a lot of Bernie supporters are also going to hate Tulsi for that if she did something like that. But I do think that it's bold. If you ask the other candidates about DNC, you know their answer is going to be like, the DNC has been really impartial and they've just been making these decisions and that's up to them. And we're the ones who signed up to be, to endure their process and their selection process, whatever. But Bernie, if you ask Bernie, I don't know what he's gonna do. Oh, thank you so much for putting that vote in. Let me find it right now. 1993, Somalia. Yep. Oh, let me read the summary because I'm assuming that the text, it's actually not that long. I'm gonna have to go through this. Thank you so much for pointing this out. Where did you find this information? Because there are a lot of votes that you gotta go through for Bernie. So it expresses support for United Nations efforts in Somalia, commends the armed forces for successfully establishing a secure environment for humanitarian relief operations in Somalia, authorizes the president to use armed forces to implement UN Security Council Resolution 794, which authorizes the use of all necessary means to establish a secure environment for humanitarian relief operations. Declares, directs the president. Yeah. Did he co-sponsor this? Or did he actually just vote for it? Well, not that it makes some kind of difference, but Sanders, no. He probably voted for it. Let me see. Actions. All right, let's check. Sanders. They voted for it. Yeah. Okay. Sophia, what did you think of that Danny and Niko debate last night? I thought it was good. I thought it was productive. I thought Niko was a lot nicer than I would have been. Like, no offense, but at some point it just gets a little frustrating when people will say the same shit over and over again. He voted yay. Yeah. If you could let me know, Manny, if you could let me know where I can find, I don't know, I'm assuming that you probably read an article or something where it talked about this, but if you could send me that, that would be really good. Sane Progressive ran up on Bernie at the 2016 Philly convention, asked him to comment on the DNC election fraud, and he ignored her and ran. That's not good. He didn't vote to invade Somalia. I just read that resolution to you, so. We need a battle-tested candidate. None are more so than Tulsi. Prototype said hi. Hello. Hey, Sophia, says Miles. Hello. I've been through his entire record. I have maybe. Oh wow! If you ever compile that in a list, I feel like that would be such a good resource to put together. Because yeah, I'm gonna check out Vote Smart and go through that. But it's really rough because there's so many votes, Yellow Vest lost his vest after Niko storm apart. That's hilarious. That vote was for UN authorization. Yeah, I know, but that still means that he supports the invasion. The Iraq war under Bush was only about the time. Yeah. Oh, and Bernie doesn't want a two-state solution. He wants to protect the. Okay. It's true that presently, if Bernie and Tulsi come together now, then they have already won. I don't think that's gonna happen. She spoke out on Assange. Bernie didn't. Debbie went downhill. The UN. It wasn't an invasion. It was a legal act under international law. All right. I'll send you my list through Twitter if you want. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to check later. But if you drop your Twitter username, I'll write it down so that I make sure that my DMs are open. Bernie has bad advisors. Tulsi doesn't want to surround herself. Yep. Is AOC allowed to run as Bernie's VP? Well, they have to meet all the qualifications for president, so AOC is too young. So she'd have to wait. She's what, 28, right? Is she 28? Let's see. AOC. Spelled wrong. AOC. Oh my God. Did I spell this wrong? AOC, 1989. Okay, so, oh, wow. So she's 30. Wow. Okay. So 5 years, yeah. So she could run in 2024. It's crazy. AOC, when asked in an interview, says she's too young to be his VP. Yeah, well, 2024. If Tulsi can't afford advisors, that seems to be a good thing, given the state of Bernie's. Yeah, true. But Bernie says we have AOC in. Well, I don't think there's any limits in terms of the administration, but it's just she can't be his VP. AOC should replace Chuck Schumer. Should absolutely demolish him. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like her. I think there are more productive people and more anti-imperialist people that you could have, run in New York, but there won't be a Sanders Tulsi ticket unless by some miracle Tulsi gets nomination. Then it might not be possible. I think Yang has advisors now. I mean, I'm sure. I'm telling you, if Tulsi wins in 2020, she will face a primary challenge from AOC in 2024. Her ambitions are too big. I agree. He did the whole sappy family man TV ad. AOC is very anti-imperialist. Really? No, she's not. She literally retweeted this, what Nancy Pelosi said about how the crimes of Nixon look small compared to what Trump's done. It's disgusting. Yang is the worst. I agree. Oh, you should discuss why Tulsi has done numerous interviews on right-wing outlets. It's apparent. Well, she does interviews where, like, whoever wants to hear her talk and to give her a platform, she'll go on. But the problem is that CNN doesn't want her. MSNBC doesn't want her. ABC, I think they've only had her on like 2 times or something. Bernie's team has been smart to have AOC in all his photos. It's good for optics and makes him appear more vital. I agree. Bernie needs to fire Matt Duss, definitely. Bernie will not be allowed to pick his VP. Yeah. I missed a lot of stuff. Hold on. Jesse Ventura, that would be a good. I forgot about him. I have a feeling that if Bernie becomes president, he won't choose Tulsi for any position because he's surrounded by people who hate her. I agree. Yang is a Zionist. Next, all of them are Zionists. AOC is a Ted Kennedy type. Yep. Massacre in Cochabamba by the Bolivian army. Oh, is that something that just went on right now? So that tweet proves she's an imperialist. Well, okay, she's voted for the Uyghur Human Rights Act, which sanctions China over the whole propaganda around the Uyghur Muslims. And then when she was asked about Venezuela, she said she's going to defer to caucus leadership, right? And then now for Bolivia, now all of a sudden she decides to speak out and say that it was a coup, but then she said, I believe in free and fair elections, which they had, but then obviously the coup occurred, so I didn't really get the point of that tweet of hers. What else? Well, she doesn't, in general, she doesn't really talk. Well, she also supported the protests in Hong Kong, but in general, she's just so silent on foreign policy. She doesn't speak out when war with Iran was erupting, like when the escalations were increasing. She was silent on it, and it was really only Ilan, and I think Bernie, he made a video about it or something. He was vocal about it at least, but she's been very silent. So, and again, that's pretty big for her. She has such a big platform for her to defer to caucus leadership rather than make, several tweets about it, educating people on it. Gotta wonder. Susan Sarandon as VP. That's good. If Chuck Schumer goes away, does Amy Schumer go away too? I hope so. Yang has to be taken seriously, but she couldn't get it together to do Tim Black. Well, I think Tim had technical difficulties, and then that's why they weren't able to. I don't recall exactly what happened, but it wasn't anything on her. It's very beneficial for her to go on progressive news outlets because they ask her, something new rather than just what Fox will ask her, even though Tucker usually asks something that's relevant to what she's doing or what's going on. Trump has done nothing on the scale of Cambodia. That statement regarding Nixon is a stir. I agree. Do you think The View will ever have Tulsi on again? No. I don't know if you guys heard like what I've said, because I went to the View, so I commented about what happened then. They will not have her on. Tim canceled Tulsi on an interview a few times due to computer issues. Yeah. Ralph Nader, that would be a good VP pick. Remember that the VP pick is at the mercy of the superdelegates. Yeah. That's why Bernie would, if he wins a nomination, I feel like he would definitely, Warren would be the pick. She retweeted Pelosi, then she must be imperialist, even though she's spoken out against. Yes. No, they're not. They are not. They have re-education camps for extremists that have been backed by Turkey and Qatar, and of course the US. I missed a lot of stuff. Sanders won't pick Tulsi for anything because the party will be too opposed to it. I agree. It's really only Tulsi that can do it, herself. You constantly refuse to discuss Palestine. I will always throw that. Me? I mean, if you send me an article, I'll definitely cover it. We were going to cover the Israel-Gaza situation. Me and Niko are going to be doing that. But yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's not my intention at all. It's not that I think it's a trivial issue. It's not. Tulsi's strategy is to pick up ex-Trump and independent voters. This she explains. Yeah, also Dave Rubin. I agree. Yeah. Sophia has been online for like a month. Chill. She obviously opposes the apartheid state. Yep, I do. Thank you, Jordan. She went on their progressive channels though, so that's not true. She went on Status Quo, The Hill, Kim Iverson. Yeah, she did. She went on Jimmy's show. She went on Niko's. She went on the Convo Couch, and I think I'm forgetting a couple more. She's definitely gonna say something about Bolivia. She better, or else it's gonna be like a stain, I think. Bernie Nina 2020. Nina does not want to be in the White House, so that would not happen. So gotta pick someone else. You and Niko have zero political courage. You will not touch Palestine with a 10-foot pole. Very cowardly. I don't know where you're getting this from. Like, where the fuck are you getting this from? Kim Iverson is beyond stupid. Who the fuck said this? Hold on. I missed all of this. Let me scroll up. Hold on. Why do you think she's stupid? What was audience like at The View? What was the demographic? There were a lot of boomers. there were, yeah, I would say there was mostly older people. Yeah. A lot of people had their birthdays and then they decided to go there for their birthday, which is the weirdest fucking thing. And I just thought it was so weird. But she did rounds with progressive channels. Now right wing caught up with them. She will be doing rounds everywhere. She's running to win. Kim, oh yeah, Kim thinks Warren is progressive. Yeah, she said today like that the elites fear her. I need to, if I had any contact, I know that Niko has Kim's number. If I were him, I would text her and be like, "Stop saying this bullshit. You're manufacturing consent for this." I think 1/6 of the people who volunteer for Tosi are libertarians are kind of racist, but so what? As long as they want to end a war. I mean, it's not really great that they're racist. I've never met any racist volunteer on Tulsi's team, but I didn't like Kim's idea that Warren should be Bernie's VP. Yeah, I think she might have specified that that's the most strategic one rather than just say that's what she wants. But Tulsi is responsible for who Ellen is friends with. Makes sense to me. Let us ask her questions about it. Yeah. Tim was totally on Tulsi's side and said it was Tulsi's Skype problem. So she should have reached out. He has. Bernie will pick Baldwin, maybe Warren. He won't get to pick Tulsi. No, he won't. I also like your name. It's funny. She said that it's a coup because Bernie said it. Everyone said it. She's not brave. What? Taylor Swift, music censorship. Bernie needs Tulsi to win. This puts Bernie as VP. Tulsi was on duty. I like Jank because he is progressive. I don't think it's fair to district. He mocked her speech patterns? Tim? That's horrible. No, that's true. I mean, they're libertarians and in general racist. They believe in states' rights. I mean, that's still not good. No, oh wait. Kim is not stupid, but she's not brilliant either. Straight men tend to overlook dumb things she says because she's pretty. That's kind of rude. I wish she would speak up now because I agree. And I think that she should be interviewed on Bolívíá because then she's going to be the only one that's actually going to say it's because of the lithium, it's because of these resources. We need to end this, perpetual cycle of regime change around the world as long as it benefits our interests. I'm not racist. I hate all of you. Okay. I actually think the super delegates would insert someone like Kamala as Bernie's VP. That's pretty fucked up. That's horrible. Someone said TYT is political televangelism. That's so funny. And I didn't hear Tim mock her speech patterns. Yeah, I don't know where this is from. Kim does her homework. She does. She's so smart. Jack, whose speech patterns Tim has been offensive lately. Tim made fun of her supporters, not her. Yeah, I haven't met. Oh my god, any Tulsi supporter that seemed racist. I mean, anybody can vote Republican as. So you're just saying that anyone who votes for a Republican is a racist? That's not really productive. Tulsi's probably saving Bolívíá for next week's debate. That's way too long. She needs to. That's no. I'm a racist. I hate the human race. Kim said weird stuff about Kaepernick and Nike. She has problematic. Yeah, she definitely. She's not the best on race issues. That's to say the least. Kim has a perspective that's worth hearing. She misses things at times. Yeah, on race issues and then initially on Israel and Palestine. But now she's good on Israel, Palestine. I don't know how she is on race issues. But I think she just says things because she wants to be a contrarian. That's what Niko also thinks too. Oh my god, I missed a lot of stuff. Okay, what happens when AOC stabs Bernie like she did Tulsi? I mean, AOC barely stabbed Tulsi. It's just that she doesn't really care about climate change, I guess. How is Bloomberg going to get to the debates with no donations yet? I don't know. But he was at 3% in that poll that came out. So the DC bubble thought process is that Kamala is a young Black woman, which counters the Bernie's old wow. Yeah. That's really rough. Sophia, will you stream the debates next week? Probably not, sadly. Niko will. So you'll get his perspective at least. I missed a lot of stuff again. Holy fuck. Oh, Bloomberg can donate to himself. Yeah, he can. But again, and I mean, he just made 3% in the polls, which means that it might be actually easy for him to qualify in terms of the polling, which is absurd. I think Steyer and him, what they're gonna do, or what they have been doing for Steyer's case, is they've just been paying people to select their name in the polls. There's no other way that someone actually supports Steyer, even though Pasta said that he was talking to Steyer supporters today, which is hilarious. She should have tweeted the day of. Now the stakes are too high that she has to make a personal statement. Yeah. Most of these endorsing Bernie are using him for their own agendas, like Jank proved. I agree. I think that was very symbolic of what a lot of, I think Michael Brooks is the same way. Niko agrees with this too. But they're all like that, where they just like the Bernie brand, like the pro Bernie brand, and that's what they use to get their clout. At the end of the day, everyone is just, it's a dog eat dog world. So Kim is an Asian American. Well, yeah, I meant race issues, regarding African Americans, not on Asians. Maybe donate to the DNC at the time. Exactly, Sophia. She's a contrarian. Yep. We'll make a video on Tim's change and him mocking her while I'm a soldier in Hawaii. Maybe he took it down. Wow, that's so rude. What an asshole. I missed more stuff. Sorry. Hold on. We'll make a video. Oh, Warren released a plan to implement Medicare for all within her first term. Thoughts? I already commented on this before, but I just thought it was stupid because it's like she never read the bill, so she doesn't know that the transition plan is included within the bill. You don't need to have a plan in order to get to that because the bill itself already has a transition. I don't understand it's just stalling it. That's really all she's doing. So, and again, she's only doing that because she's going to take that big money in the general. So, the fact that Tulsi is on the Foreign Affairs Committee, she may have access to specifics on Bolivia. That would be really interesting if she did. Who knows? She's not on CFR anymore, but definitely Foreign Affairs Committee. There are plenty of racist Asians, but Asian doesn't preclude you from racism. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check out Taylor Swift's tweet. I don't care about Taylor Swift. Golly, watching ABC News is painful. Thank you for this live stream. Tell me the truth, please. I know. That was so stupid. She doesn't care about climate change. She stole Tulsi's strength. Well, if she really cared about climate change, she would use her platform to push an actual bill, not a resolution. So if she's just pushing a resolution, that means that she's prioritizing her ego and her notoriety and her potential fame, which she already has right now, but she's prioritizing that over actually doing something about climate change. I think it's important to call Republicans racist. I don't know, maybe it's not productive. Why is it important to call Republicans racist? There are plenty of Republicans who are not racist. AOC is on the party leash. I'd imagine she has incurred hefty personal debt. Bernie Harris ticket, puke. I agree. That's a gross ticket, but who knows? Bloomberg is I know, he's already tied to Kamala. It's crazy. Top tier candidate at 3%. Yeah. Republicans never got called out for South African apartheid votes, and I missed a lot of stuff. Crap. Holy shit, I missed so much. Okay. She stole the off act for her own ego, endorsed the watered down version of Tulsi's election security bill, and never worked with her in Congress. Yep. Bernie Warren at best, I'd have to hold my nose. I would not vote for that. No way in hell. Hey all, can I find a video? Oh, Tim has not changed. He's always been this way. Warren won't support Medicare for all. She's gonna back out. I agree. He's always been about Bernie and grudgingly follows other progressives. Yeah, he has been always about Bernie. You and Niko should do pre-debate show next week, like Convo Couch does it. Yeah, I'm assuming that we're gonna do that because I told him that we should do one for what Tulsi should do, so then she can listen to that. I think she should also go after Pete for the public option, because I think a lot of people are falling for the trap where they're supporting Medicare for all who want it, but they don't realize that it's set up and designed to fail, that everyone needs to pay into the system so that you don't bankrupt the system. And I also think she could go after him for his ties to McKinsey, but I sent him this long thread that someone made about why you shouldn't support Pete, and it was really extensive. So we were thinking about doing that. So then she has that research that she can then do as a result and attack him at the debates for it. I feel so out of touch with Bernie. He tweets almost every hour. Is that him or his campaign? He doesn't tweet anything. It's all his staffers. That's why I agree with you. You know for sure that her thoughts are coming straight from her mouth and she's not being groomed. I agree. Holy crap, I missed shit again. I wish it just stayed at the comment that I'm reading at. I don't know why it has to scroll down sometimes. Remember, folks, racism is a form of identity politics. Tim got out of line saying he didn't think she cared about kids in cages at all. What the fuck? She just had that DACA tweet today, which clearly undermines that point. So, thank you for exposing David Pakman on Twitter. Did you see his video? Trump is too ignorant to see that the Of course he said that. He is, like I said, my caption was, who needs CNN when you have indie media that pushes CIA talking points, something like that. That was my fucking point. Fucking the FBI. He's pushing their talking points too. AOC campaign on the OFF Act. Yep. Racism existed before politics, kids. The best thing Kamala do is arrest herself. Bernie Sanders believes in not reparations for the Jewish, his ancestors. Oh yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. I remember he was really shitty on that too. He had a town hall. That's the other thing with Kim too. She's against reparations. Squad is giving to destroy Democratic Party. Woke cultural is so toxic. Tulsi will lead the candidates. They're what? She's leading again. Tom Steyer will bribe the super delegates so he ends up becoming. Oh my god! Don't give him ideas, please. Worst nightmare scenario: Warren Buttigieg. Wow, I'd really. That's horrible. That is quite the nightmare. Sometimes people might not be racist, but might actually believes in narratives that are historically rooted in racist narratives. Yes, I agree, and that also goes along with our imperialism too. That's why I think it's rude to suggest that it's like, oh, all Republicans are racist or something. There are plenty of Democrats who also have that imperialist mentality, and that imperialist mentality is racist. So Tulsi should do Pete like she did. Oh my god, I keep missing these fucking comments. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was reading about Pete and something. Tulsi should do Pete like found it. Tulsi should do Pete like she did Kamala. Yeah. The Justice Dem literally created a cult of personality politician. Wow, that was really hard to say for some reason. In AOC, I agree. And even with Elon too. When will Tulsi campaign in South Carolina? She will have to campaign hard for traditional Democratic voters out there. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully soon. In debate. Yeah, she needs to go after Warren. I agree. Exactly. Really, Mayo Pete equals CIA Dem. I agree. Tulsi did that, go after Warren. Yeah, the mods protected her. I agree. The Radical Independent showed a poll that Tulsi is in the lead by a large margin among. I saw that, but I thought that it was a really small sample. It was like 42 people. I thought that was the poll. I don't know. I might be wrong. And Republicans never called segregation ended. Segregation should have ended the Republican Party. Yeah. We shouldn't have political parties. We should have listened to George Washington. She needs to go after Warren again and actually get her to say something about her in a closing statement if the mods pull that again. Yeah, true. I mean, I just think that it should be disqualifying that Warren is pretending like she's a progressive, but then she's admitted that she's going to take big money in the general election. I think it just and same with Yang too. He suggested that too. So Tim said that. I don't know what you're talking about. He made a video saying sorry the next day. This is about Tim. Racism is real, folks. It's not politics. Don't be white. Tim did say that, then retracted. Oh, wow, that's really shitty. Tulsi should go after Buttigieg. Both are vets. Yeah. Have you listened to Jesse Lee Peterson? I have for like 2 minutes. When it was like one of Kyle Kalinski's videos on it. It was, well, actually, he might have debated Peterson. I watched that. David A. Pacman came into the gaming community with BS. What? Did oh my god, you got to specify. I'm not surprised. He's such an idiot. I'm already Tom Steyer's top advisor. I'm the CEO of Steyer. I missed shit again. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me scroll up. Kim's position on reparations made me dislike her for months. I know. It's really weird. Pacman makes it seem like every criticism is because he's a Jew. Oh, who is me? Oh my god. I'm not gonna read that. Tim Black is getting. I actually just unsubscribed from him. I didn't realize that I was still subscribed from him. Subscribed to him, sorry. You should do something on the Byron Allen Comcast case. I will look into that. If you really want me to cover it, you can go on my Patreon and send me the article. I'm just trying to fundraise for my Patreon. Yeah, Tim's stepping up the rhetoric from troll farms. The Russian one? Like against Tulsi? You can't take Tim too seriously. He's mostly a comedian. I didn't realize that he was that funny, but okay. I'm a member of a minority that is discriminated against, and we aren't recognized as a minority. What is that minority? She already won them. Justice Dems and BNC is a shell game to move cash around. Mike, I remember when Tim Black had me on the show to talk history, then YouTube hit him in last. She is going to win New Hampshire. I agree. She will. Instead of reparations, pay. Man. The shit always scrolls down. I'm going to kill it. Okay, wait. Instead of reparations, pay black workers the same as white workers. The average black worker makes 30% less than the average black worker. White worker, sorry. I think you should still give reparations. That doesn't just, you can't just start right now. You have to make up for what was done in the past. You know what I mean? Why is that era? Yeah, weren't you the person that was going after me for not talking about Palestine? You should be a little bit more consistent in your anti-racism there. I feel like. Doesn't Yang already have a super PAC? He does. He does. Grouchy fixed it. Kill Whitey. Okay. Sophia, how's it going? Is Tulsi on guard maneuvers? Hello, Fred. I don't know if you mean if she's on National Guard duty, because I think that she is. No one listens to Jesse Lee Peterson. I miss it again. Fuck. Hold on. Okay, taking big money is corruption. I assume you had this accusation against Ukraine. I heard they. Give Sophia money, guys. What's your Patreon again? Okay, it's in the description. No, it didn't fix. Hold on, let me put it in. before I forget, because I will definitely forget. Yeah, why the hell didn't it fix it? That's so weird. Let's look at this. Is this gonna switch my account? Okay, wait. It's Sophia X Aldivar, but I wanted to actually get the link. Your channel, yeah, I'm just gonna, hold on. Sorry, people. Did you guys watch my introduction video? I had one for my, I'll put the link to that too. Hold on. Because I have my own channel. I'm trying to, eventually I'll be streaming on both. Like my own channel and, okay, so this is my, oh, I put it, I don't know why I did that. The links are there, but I'm gonna change the description so that it's within the description too. Oh, it says, oops, something went wrong. Oh, says it again. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this, but it's so dumb. Now I have to go back. Okay, well that didn't work. I don't know why that's not working. But what did I miss? Yeah, did you see my Patreon? I put my information there. Mocracy. Everyone is mad at Tulsi for qualifying to debate, and Castro didn't. Thank you for the super chat, Prof. Anthrax. We are called gingers. Switch the first and third letters. I can't explain a text about David A. Pacman and gaming. I would have to DM you on Twitter about it if you're interested. You can. You would have to drop your username in there so I can open my DMs to you. Scrolling kills, yeah. Tim said he does not support Tulsi. He turned me off. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised there. Russian American, here we are, even though some of us are really nice. Tim bashed Niko indirectly too. Really? Reparations does not create equality. Abolishing wager differentials does. Do you want a quick fix or a permanent cure? Well, I think you can have both. Reparations is not even definable. Make up for what has done in the past. Can enforce unless also racist. Yeah, the question would be how you would enforce that. I remember that was one of the valid points Kim did make. Because her video convinced me, but then after looking more into it, I changed my position and I realized that reparations are necessary. But she was right in terms of how would you enforce that, like until starting from what generation, you know. What do you think about Cenk running for Congress? It's ridiculous. His network is failing, so he decided that that's what he needed to do. Marianne Williamson has good ideas for reparations. I gotta look into that then. Looks like Niko is on here. Sophia, that word. Oh, I missed a lot of stuff. Who would go after Sophia? That's terrible. Someone went after me. I don't even know what you're talking about. Pay them reparations. They were promised and never got. Full stop. How long is the intro? 1 hour, 2 hours? My intro is it's like a minute long. I have it. Look, I will link to it in the bottom. And here, that's my own channel too. Tim did bash Niko. Reparations don't get rid of inequality. Israel would disagree. Cuban Americans would disagree. To be clear, if you Tim knows better than to mention my name. To be clear, if you want to help poor people, help poor people. Everything else will just breed butthurt and division. Tim said that he had Niko on his show when no one else would. What? There is a matter of payment made in blood during the Civil War. They have no intention of pushing for reparations. Niko's ears were ringing. That's not true. I literally went on Ed Opperman's show. But I showed appreciation for Tim every step of the way. Anyone who knows me knows that. And let Danny off the hook. Now it's just like Niko and other people arguing. I don't know what you guys are talking about now. I know that, Niko, I'm just saying. I love the video of Jess on Twitter. She said that she got a new... Yeah, that was so funny. I love that. That was really funny. Jess is great. It isn't guilt money. It's a debt. Who the hell said that it's guilt money? I didn't see this. Oh dear. Ira said that, or Ira. I like that colorful shirt. Thank you. Hey, Niko. Bogus Tim decided to go after you were very supportive of his political. Of course. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up. I have to eventually split this into segments, or maybe I'll just keep it as in one because I only covered the stories for like 20 minutes. So I feel like separating it into chunks would just make all the videos just really short. But yep, that is it for today. Once again, my Patreon, I can include it again. Why not? I'll put it here. Right now, I was going to shout out the current members, but I'm going to do that next time because I forgot to do it before I started covering. But make sure, if you can, support me. I have 4 or 5. I think today I made 5 Patreons. But yep, I'm going to peace out. And I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your Friday. Seems like Niko is just arguing. I think it's probably time to, chop it up and get paid. But yeah, so I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and has a good weekend. Yeah, I don't want to leave because Niko is just responding in the comments. But yeah, everyone have a good day. We're not arguing, okay? It just looked like it, but all right, people. Now I have to find how to get out of here. Hold on. Okay. Later, Gators. Bye. Oh, I see. Wait. I can't get out of this. There we go. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a nice evening.